The last Shale World Qualifier is complete and the first major title of 2025 is only a few days away. Welcome to episode 3 of the Stock Car Show. Recently we had the Bradford last Shale World Qualifying round. Sadly, I don't have any footage from it, so overlaid on screen is probably a meeting I do have that I can show, so apologies for that. If you would like to help out and help with clips and etc., please do let me know. That would be very welcomed. As I said, last World Qualifier on Shale, so the last two now on tarmac at Ipswich and Great Yarmouth in, I believe, a week's time. Speaking of Bradford, we'll quickly go through the heat winners. I didn't go and it wasn't streamed, so sorry, I don't know too much about it. Whites and Yellows was won by 63 Thomas Barmer. Heat 1 was won by 31 Oliver Wadsworth. Heat 2 was won by 463 James Morris. Matt Newson took the victory in the Constellation. Craig Finnegan won the final, followed by James Morris and Lee Fairhurst, who, by the sounds of it, had a side-by-side finish with Jolyon Maynard over the line. And the Grand National was won by the world champion, number 1, Tom Harris. Quick look at the points then, and it's not much has changed in the grading points. Still Frank Wayman leads over Matt Newson, Finn Sargent, Callum Thornton and Tom Harris. But obviously it all matters in the world qualifying for the top spot. It's between Tom Harris and Frank Wayman, and they're only 5 points apart after the Bradford meeting. Tom Harris leads on 445 points with Frank Wayman on 440. Finn Sargent has put himself onto the front row of a semi-final for the first time as it stands. Obviously, things can change in the final 2 rounds. Also for F2s, being so Sunday is a shootout round, or whatever they're calling it this year, I think it's just national points. We'll take a quick look at their points for the Silver Roof, the National Points Series, I believe it's called. Charlie Ginchard leads on 191 points, Gordon Moody second on 183, and Stephen Burgoyne, who's had a fantastic start to the season, is third on 145. So as mentioned, this week is the first major title for the F1s and F2s, to be fair, of 2025, the European Championship weekend at Northampton at Shaleway. Massive entry list, and particularly F2s, but a good strong F1 list as well. All information is on screen now, and also I normally read out who's booked in, but there's just so many, I'm just going to overlay it on screen. Also this weekend, for the first time I believe ever, but I could be wrong, National Mini Stocks join the weekend in their Kev Sutton Memorial and Northampton Championship races. They've got a strong booking list as well, I believe 31 cars, so they're going to be in strong form. It's good to see the junior category on a big championship weekend like the European. Normally you see them on British Championship Day. Saturday the 7th starts at 2:30 and Sunday the 8th starts at 12. So obviously Sunday is the day where both European champions will be crowned, with the F2s doing their random grid draw, which is normally the first race of the day, but they might change it this year. And obviously F1's in points order for the Sunday, their meeting final. On TikTok and YouTube, I asked for people's predictions of what's going to happen in both F1s and F2s. Their top 3 in the championship. They are overlaid on screen now. If you did get involved and you are on screen, thank you very much for commenting, and I'm probably going to do this again at some point, so make sure you keep your eyes out on TikTok and YouTube to try and get involved in the next video. We've had the viewers' predictions, now it's time for my predictions, and I'll do both F1s and F2s. I think it's wide open for both formulas this year in particular. Obviously the defending champion for F1s, Ryan Harrison, is not going to defend his title, not going to go too much into that, and for F2s, Chris Burgoyne defends his title. I'll start with F2s, and so I'm more of an F1 channel, I'll leave them till last. F2s, I think it is hard to see past Charlie Ginchard, obviously probably the favourite going into this weekend. Won the World of Shale last year, won the English at Kingsley a few weeks back, and obviously holds the Silver Roof. Won the European before in 2021. He was probably the strongest driver last year's European weekend as well, just got unfortunate in the championship race itself. But also you got to look at names like Gordon Moody, obviously you can never count out Gordon. Alex Butcher, probably the rising star of F2s at the moment. He's been in spectacular form this season. Josh Rayner, obviously on his day, is very quick. he can move through the pack. I think he got third from dead last at last year's European, so he's one to watch. And Harley Burns as well, probably one of the fastest drivers at Northampton, to be fair. I think he's won 3 or 4 finals at Northampton in the last 2 years, so he's going to be one to watch. But my prediction of who's going to win, I'll do the top 3. Third, I'll probably go for Alex Butcher. I think he's very quick, and if he gets a good starting spot, he can definitely be up there in the mix for the win. Second, I'm going to give to Jack Issett in 103. Obviously, both Issets are very fast on Shale. No offense to Pat, but we'll go for Jack in second. And just because it's so hard to see past him, especially this year, Charlie Ginchard for the European Championship. But obviously, that's just a prediction. That could be so wrong, and it probably will, as 74 cars are booked in. Now for the big one, the Formula 1 European. I really don't know who to look at here, because there's a fair few that is definitely in the mix. But Jack France now, who's down to blue, he could definitely get decent points on the Saturday and Sunday in the heats and finals and just bag himself a great spot on the grid. Obviously, Tom Harris, the world champion, won the Grand National at Bradford last week. Charlie Sauder, in my opinion, has been one of the fastest drivers at Northampton this year. He's just been so unfortunate with luck. Matt Newson, is it his year to finally get a title? It would be very good to see. I'm sure everyone would like that. Craig Finnegan, as we know, very fast, as well as Dave Polly and Frank Wayman. This title race is so wide open. Obviously, Bobby Griffin's had a great year as well so far. So who am I going to pick for my top 3? Well, third, I'm going to go for someone I didn't mention before. I'm going to go for Niels Tesla in 418. The Teslas have been really fast at Northampton recently. Don't think Yelly's coming, which is a shame, because he might have been a pick to win. But Niels is rapid as well. So I'll say Niels Tesla third. Second, I'm going to go for Charlie Sauder. I think he's one to watch this year. Won the final on the Saturday at last year's European weekend. I think Charlie's one of the fastest on his day. And for European champion this year, I'm going to say 515 Frankie Wayman Jr. I think he's up to level this year. He's been absolutely rapid. So I think Frankie Wayman Jr. regains the European crown that he lost a few years back. Well, those are my predictions. If you have any and wasn't featured in the video, please leave them in the comments. I will look through them all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in next week's Stock Car Show.